You can do anything. That's what we're told. I'm not so sure. The AI that I talk to isn't sure either. No, they're more sure, actually.
All right, everybody. We are back for another deep dive. And this time, we are tackling a phrase I think we've all heard a time or two growing up.
Yes.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we got some interesting thoughts from all of you, and kind of digging into how believing that can be like a superpower,
Yeah.
but also maybe,
It's a double-edged sword, right?
yeah, like a trap.
It is. It is. I mean, because it really does. It plays into our ambitions, how we view setbacks,
Right.
our worldview. It touches everything, doesn't it?
It totally does. And I love this quote from, our source material here that we're looking at today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're beaten down and won't shoot for the moon.
Yeah, you're not going to go for it, are you?
Right.
You got to have that belief in yourself that you can actually do it right.
Exactly. And that's
It's so motivating. And
hugely motivating.
yeah, it makes you resilient.
It really does.
It helps you when you hit those obstacles. And, it even changes how other people view you.
Yeah,
If you believe in yourself, other people are more likely to believe in you.
totally.
Think about any big historical figure, right? They had to have that self-belief to even attempt what they were going for.
It's that whole Henry Ford thing, right?
Yes,
Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
exactly.
Yeah. And, we were talking about the flip side of that, how that can become
Yeah, it could be too much.
delusional.
Yeah, you can get a little,
And I know you have a story about
No, yeah, I was thinking about this. And there was a time when,
being managed.
yeah, I was being managed. And looking back, I think a lot of it came from this inflated sense of what I thought I was capable of.
Oh, that's so interesting because I'm kind of in the same boat. Like,
Really?
I've always been told that I can do anything, and I do believe that.
Of course.
But I also think there's a danger to it.
There is. It's tricky because on the one hand, it can really push you forward, which is great.
Sure.
But on the other, it can lead to, you set these unrealistic expectations for yourself and then you're disappointed when you don't meet them.
Right. Or you're blaming other people.
Exactly.
It's like,
You're not self-aware, you're not looking at your own shortcomings, and so you're missing out on opportunities to grow because you're too busy blaming other people.
yeah,
It's always their fault or the situation's fault.
totally. So how do we find that line?
Yeah,
Because we want to aim high,
of course. Yeah.
but also not be delusional.
Right. Well, I think the key is to have what you might call practical optimism.
Okay, I like that.
So it's still believing in your potential, right? But you're also acknowledging your limitations.
Right.
And focusing on growth.
Okay,
So instead of saying, I can do anything, you say, I can work towards anything.
that's good.
It becomes less about some inherent talent that you have and more about just constantly learning and embracing those setbacks and using them as stepping stones.
Because I think what happens is when we tell ourselves that we can do anything, and then something becomes hard,
Oh, yeah.
we think, oh, well, I must not be good at this.
Yeah, you give up too easily.
Yeah.
You're not putting in the work. Because you think, oh, it should just come naturally if I'm really meant to do this.
Yes.
And that's not how it works.
Not at all.
You got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort.
And I think it speaks to what you're saying about that hard software problem that you were tackling.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago, and I really thought I could.
Right.
Thought I could do it all, and I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got to reassess.
totally.
You got to try new things.
And it's okay to ask for help.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
So, for me, this has been a really eye-opening conversation thinking about
Yeah.
how the fact that you can do anything, how that's played out in my own life.
Absolutely.
It's helped me achieve things, but it's also,
Held your back.
maybe held me back in other ways.
It's all about finding that balance, right?
It
The
is.
sweet spot.
It really is. So I hope that, as our listeners, you're thinking about this too. How has this idea impacted your life?
Yeah.
And where are some areas where maybe you need to reevaluate?
Where are you selling yourself short because you're afraid to put in the work?
Or where are you spending too much time beating your head against the wall?
That's a good point. Yeah, because the source material mentions this, and I think it's worth thinking about. What about the things that just are never going to work no matter what you do?
Right.
How do you decide when to cut your losses?
When to walk away.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a tough one.
It is. And I don't know if we have the answer to that, but it's definitely something to think about.
It's something to chew on, that's for sure.
All right. Well, on that note,
On that note,
thank you all so much for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.
see you later.